Hey, what's up? It's Russ and welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. So, I guess I'll just say that at the very beginning. So, I've been thinking about it and I'm starting to get a little bit bored playing Darkest Dungeon. And it's in no way, and it's gonna, like, you're gonna be like, well, that doesn't make sense. It's in no way the game's fault, because the game is fun and I like playing it. But I think it's how I'm playing it is just not, it's hard to explain. Like, it's not that I'm bored of the game. I'm bored of how I'm playing the game, and I don't know any other way to play. So what I might end up doing is putting the whole Darkest Dungeon on a little bit of a hiatus, and then doing a couple of things. Seeing if there's something else that I would rather spend my time on / play. At least on camera, because I'm also feeling like how I play the game it's not interesting, you know. It's like I play it very like slow and methodical, but I just don't feel like it's interesting enough for me to continue putting it up on my YouTube channel. And also, this is something that I don't really think is actually a big problem yet, but I don't want it to become a big problem. And if you're listening to this and you're like, well, where's the Darkest Dungeon talk? Not to be rude, but you can just you can leave, because a lot of this video is going to be me. I'm going to be playing the game, but in the beginning I'm just going to be talking about something, and maybe it should be like a little channel thing, but it's not necessary. So taking a hiatus and playing it off camera and trying to get a little farther in the game, because I'm like, right now we're at the same spot as I am off camera, because I haven't played off camera like in like a couple weeks, and that might be an exaggeration, but I haven't played off camera in a while, so I might just play that offline, get it farther, learn how to play, learn some more strategies, then come back and continue and do a bunch of crazy wacky stuff, some fun stuff, and so there's that. Or like I said, play something else, because there's a lot of different ideas that I want to play, and I don't want to get stuck on 2 games, you know. I don't want to be like, this is a channel for Nuclear Throne and Darkest Dungeon. Never my intent, never my plan, and I don't want to do that. Not that I don't like either of these games. I love both of these games. Darkest Dungeon, actually, in my mind, I might even play for like a longer stretch of time than Nuclear Throne or a lot of other games that I have. It's just, I just don't feel like it's compelling enough to keep putting up videos of it, and that there's other games that I can find and play that would be new to me, so they would not only be stimulating to me, but also probably a little bit more interesting. But enough of that. I might talk about that throughout the rest of the video, just explaining the rest of the stuff. But I am gonna definitely play through this video. I've already looked around. We're just gonna do a short mission because of what I was playing. I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna say all that and then do like a super long mission and split it up into like 3 extra videos again. But I do want to just, you know, put up one video where I'm like, okay, this is my, you know, I might take a little break after this, but we will still do the video here. But yeah, I've been looking at other games that I want to play, and off camera I've been playing a lot of Dota, which is like not a problem because the game's fun, but it's, you know, like if you play Dota, League of Legends, whatever, you know how much time it takes. Like it takes like just it takes enough time that you're kind of like, I wish that there was some way. Like, you don't mind it when you're playing it, but then later on you're like, I wish there was some way that these could be faster. You know, like I wish like the Dota match was like 20 minutes long instead of 45 minutes. But and then that's another thing. I kind of want to put up some Dota videos just of me playing some random stuff, but then I don't want this to be like a Dota channel either. But then again, I should just, you know, I'm gonna do whatever I want to do, just because that's the way it is. But I don't want it to be boring, and what I want to do is make good stuff. So then that's just where it all comes from, and I don't want something to be boring, and I don't want something for me to get tired of it and stuff like that. So I want to kind of, you know, like when I figure these things out, like if I'm gonna be putting out Darkest Dungeon videos and I'm bored of it, then what's the point? And then obviously, if I'm bored of it, there's other people that are bored of it too. So yeah, that's just common sense. So I don't want to subject myself or anybody else to that, because it's just pointless. But here I was thinking, we do have two dog guys, so we might take 2 dog guys on a mission, because that'd be fun. And I remember talking about that. And hey, if at the end of this video I'm like, oh wow, I'm reinvigorated with Darkest Dungeon, then I might change it. But if at the end of the video I don't say anything specific about it, and now I'm saying all this and it makes everything confusing, but whatever. So we'll get Hound's Harry, and other than that, this is okay. We're gonna switch out Cry Havoc, and then we're just gonna go because it's a short mission. It's an easy mission, and then let's see what you got: Thin Blooded, Blight Resist, and then that. So we're gonna take 2 of these guys. Can you do Hound's Harry in the front? Yeah, you can. So what? We take 2 of these guys. Actually, we should probably switch them because now I'm trying to think about how I want to do this. I want to take Plague Doctor. Do we only have 1 Plague Doctor? We have 2. We have 2 actually. So I'll get this Go Dark guy a couple more abilities. Get him the good abilities that you want on a Plague Doctor, like Battlefield Medicine, extremely like very, and then Blinding Gas. The 2 like my favorite abilities. So we're definitely gonna do that. We're gonna get rid of these 2. No, we're gonna get rid of Incision, and then we'll take Battlefield, and then we will get rid of Emboldening Vapors and take Blinding Gas. This is actually okay, getting to clear out corpses, because I don't know if I'm gonna take anybody else that can clear corpses. So that's actually not too bad of an idea. So if we get you here, where's the other guy? You in the back. So yeah, you want to be in the back too anyway. And then our front guy, maybe like, do we have one of these guys that can heal? One of the soldiers? No, that might be my offline playthrough. That could be pretty funny. Let's 2 Plague Doctors, 2 of the dog guys, but 2 Houndmasters. What about you? He can increase the dodge, not him specifically, but one of these guys has it. Or maybe I don't have that unlocked. But yeah, bolster here, increase the dodge and the speed. I'm just trying to think about who I want to get in the front. And this guy doesn't heal. Actually, they can heal themselves. Let me look at their abilities again. Can you heal yourself? Yep. And then he can heal himself too, right? Okay, good. So the fact that they can heal themselves is actually pretty good. So I can just take an extra food and then be like, okay, I'll heal the Plague Doctor when I need to. And then maybe that makes me want to take him because he can heal himself as well. Do I have another? Yeah, that's good enough. And what are you, level 2? It's fine. So now we just go through the trinkets. Oops. And go like that. And then we do the Q and the E. Okay, good. So you... let's see, -8 dodge and -10% damage. That's actually not that... Not on him. I don't want to put it on him because the -10% damage is not my style. But someone who doesn't really need the damage could be the Plague Doctor back here. Doesn't really need the damage. It doesn't really need the dodge. I mean, the dodge is nice because you don't want the Plague Doctor to get hit. But then also you're countering that with protection and health. Oh, we got the Camouflage Cloak, didn't we? Plus 15 dodge if the torch is above 75. So we actually give that to you. Wait, what? Why is it? Oh, because it doesn't technically affect until she's in the dungeon itself. So that's not that big a deal. And then we could even do like just crazy amounts of dodge, and then do like the +8 dodge, -10% max HP. Could be pretty funny. Or what I could do, and no, I won't do that. I have an idea of what I want to do. And I'll show you that in the next couple. And then what else do I want to give you? What is that? Okay, that's interesting. We are going for the Eldritch Jar. Oh, the stun. Plus on the stuns. That's good. But that's also going to get countered because of the minus dodge. But actually, I think that's still okay because she's going to have 15, 16, 4, 12. 12 dodges. Probably good enough. So then what I wanted to do, now I just had the idea... Get you and then give you the dodge. Wait, oh no, that's actually okay. So they're all gonna be more vulnerable to stress, but it's a faster mission, so it shouldn't affect them too badly. Actually, one of these guys I want to give the bleed, so I'll give you like more health, not really worry about the dodge because he's stronger, and then give you the bleed chance. And then dude in the front, give you the Eldritch damage and What else we got? Maybe one of the accuracy things. Yeah, why not? That's good enough. Yeah, sounds good to me. And I'm not gonna upgrade any other stuff because I'm just not. I don't want to worry about that right now. And we got 2 dog treats because they're OP as heck. That's fun. So we're gonna take some extra health. For a short mission, I would normally take like way less than this, but that's good. Take 2 shovels, 2 anti-venoms, and like that many torches. And I think that's good for a short mission. I think I'm overestimating because I haven't done a short mission in a while, but let's just go into that. We got the 2 dogs so that they can just like, stack up the bleed like crazy. So that should be pretty fun. But yeah, about the whole Darkest Dungeon thing, it's like I love the game legitimately. Like that's not me just like saying that. But it's just like I play the game so safely, and I kind of think I realized this after. It's because of that long mission that we had, where it's like I was like, this is like, to me it's not boring, but like the idea of recording it and putting it up on YouTube is boring, if that makes any sense. Like it kind of doesn't, but at the same time it does. Like I'm sounding like a crazy person, but it is. I want to stun her because I don't want to deal with stress, but it's like I'm trying to think of a way to put it. Like the act of playing the game isn't boring, but I feel like the act of the act of playing this isn't boring, but the act of watching it I think is boring. Technically, do I know? Not necessarily, I guess, but I'm pretty sure. Like it just doesn't seem. Get you. It doesn't seem like. These are fun matches to watch, so I'll probably end up like figuring out more interesting strategies and then doing that. But until that time, I think we're gonna chill out on the Darkest Dungeon and try to find something else that might be interesting to play. But we'll see. She doesn't have a stun buff, so we'll whack her upside the head with a stick, and then start moving everybody forward, or him at least. And then Battlefield Medicine, there's no reason to use it, so we're just gonna. Well, it does heal, and who needs hurt? Who's hurt? You have 1 HP, so we'll heal you, and that'll heal you to full. And she's stunned. I'm trying to think about how I want to do this. We'll just do Hound's Rush. I'll probably kill her. Nope, guess not. We'll just do Chop. That'll take her out. Because he has a little bit more accuracy. He's out on that always fine 69. 69 is like pretty much 100% on accuracy. Alright, pop a torch. But yeah, see, like I it's like such a not a chore. It's just such a like formulaic thing for me, and I know that's my problem, not the game's. So that's what I want to change. Is like I'm not bad at the game. I'm just boring at the game. And the thing about me is that with games, I don't like if I'm boring in the game, then that's actually okay with me. Like I'm super used to grinding in games and stuff like that, so I don't have a problem with it. Like I'm not like, oh, I hate grinding. Which whoops, I think grinding can sometimes be overused. But it's just that like I don't care about doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. I care about people caring about me doing the same thing over and over and over again. Because I'm like, I love playing that, but when I rewatch the thing, I'm like, I'm not gonna rewatch this. Where there are some videos that I've made where I rewatched it, I'm like, oh, that's a good video. Where that one I was just like, okay, let me just find the parts where I'm gonna edit it and do this and do that. So then when you're at that situation and you know that you're like, yeah, I don't want to deal with this, then you know that you should probably do something to change that. That's just my opinion about it anyway. So now the job is just finding something fun that I want to play. And I've been thinking about doing another, like, so I do the thing, I do like the quote unquote truth or whatever, which is like when I play a new game that came out. First of all, I've realized I don't like the name, so I'm probably gonna change that. But we're gonna chop this guy because he's annoying. But I want to do like early access analysis, where it's like I do like an early access game, just because there's so many of those nowadays. And I'm playing one right now. and they're good. A lot of them can be really, really good. But there are some that aren't so good. And then there are some that kind of like go under the radar. You don't really see, and then so I kind of might want to, like, you know, play that a little bit. And that's another idea that I have. So we'll see exactly how that ends up shaping out. And also, it's good. Like, all of this is just like, even though I'm kind of like bored with the game or whatever, I'm not like, it's still, I'm trying to think of ways to say this because I'm really watching my words. I don't want to say like mean things, but because that's just not how I intended. But sometimes you can say stuff and then it comes out differently than you meant it. If you understand what I'm saying, I'm gonna heal these guys up with some battlefield medicine. Like, so like I get a little bored. I don't really feel like playing it. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, if I play these, I'm still getting like the experience of speaking in a video and recording myself and stuff like that. Because I remember when I first started, which was like, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, I like was still like cringing at the sound of my own voice. Well, when they bleed to death, do they not leave a corpse? I never noticed that. I always notice sometimes people don't leave corpses. I never noticed why. But yeah, like this is still good enough for me. Like, I'm still like, okay, like I'm used to talking now. I don't cringe at the sound of my own voice. So that's definitely already a step up from where I was before, and that's very, like, I like to know that. Take that. And I think that once I get into some newer games, because I don't think I played Feist and I played Swindle, but once I get into some games where I'm like, these are the games I've been waiting for all year, Fallout, Metal Gear Solid, not like not what I'm saying, Mega Man in a way, because not that I've been like, oh, I've been waiting all year to play this because the game has been out for a very long time, but I don't do Hound Rush because these are beasts, so it'll take a little extra damage. Like, I've been definitely in the mood to play more old games, like more games that I never got to play back in the day. We'll do Hound's Harry. Oh, I clicked Hound's Harry. Got the stun off, but I didn't like that. We could do Hugh. Probably. Really? They have high dodge, so I should have expected that. This guy with the dodge, liking that. So they should both die this turn. Hound's Harry, please. Thank you very much. What's your dodge at? 13? That's crazy. I'm trying to think about, yeah, move you back so that you're moved up. And the Hound Rush should take him out if it hits. That's always how it is. It's gotta hit. But Mega Man, yeah, I was saying, like, I really want to play. Like, I'm really excited to play the Mega Man collection because I never played Mega Man, and that's one of those things where I'm like, I love video games so much, and Mega Man is a lot of the games are so highly regarded that I'm like, I have to play these, just because it's like that's just part of, like, I love seeing where games were and then where they are now and stuff like that. Not only that, but the games from that era hold up like really, really well. It's when you start getting into some of the like early 3D stuff where you start saying like, these are ugly. These games are ugly and they control like trash. That's when we start getting into that. So that's kind of funny. Like in the Rare Replay, Jet Force Gemini, I'm like, this controls just like you are in a tank that is flipped upside down, but like you're still able to like pivot and like turn and aim, and I'm just like, this is bad. But I'm sure back in the day it was fine. Because I remember seeing, I was like, I started to play Jet Force Gemini on the replay, and I'm like you have like those weird deja vu moments where you're like, those giant blue ants and like white little Ewok creatures look very familiar. And so then I'm like, oh yeah, I played this game. Yeah, stacking up that bleed. But then you're like, oh yeah, I remember this game. I don't remember I don't remember it feeling this horrible. And then the controls on the Xbox One controller are just like, what the heck? Like, I'm trying to like shoot, and then the weapons literally switch constantly. I'm like, can you stop switching my weapon, please? Is that an option? Do I have to go into the menu for this? Yeah, we'll do Hound Terrier again. But then you play like I'm trying to think of what one of the more recent like 2D games I've played. Damn, can't think of any. But at least from what I've seen, like you play like Castlevania, which is another game that I want to play. And you're like, wow, that looks like it controls very smooth and like exactly how you want it to. Because those are like the older things. Same thing with Mega Man, is that around that like late 2D area is when like they were like, we know how to make games. So this is how they're made, and this is they're fun, and so on and so forth, all that good stuff. But yeah, I don't even know how I got into this conversation, but it's definitely something there. And then like for example, I want to play Battletoads as well, which is like that whole like notoriously difficult for no reason 2D platformer where you have to go through like the caves, which I knew about, but I was more actively introduced to it by one of my favorite games of whichever year it came out, Shovel Knight, which was just like, that's a game right there. On the Xbox, I played it on the PC, and then I played it on something else. I downloaded it on something else, and then I played it on the Xbox One, I think, is how that went. So that's how I was introduced to Battletoads more accurately, and more like, because there's like the whole thing in the Battletoads level of Shovel Knight where you have to go through that giant tunnel. That is the level from the game that is like notoriously difficult. So that's pretty cool. So, oh yeah, I remember I was talking about Mega Man. So I do want to play a lot of older games, and I've like Final Fantasy 7, because the whole remake thing, I was never into Final Fantasy. But again, it's one of those things where I'm like, people who play video games love these games. And it's funny because there's a lot of certain situations where it's like, everybody loves that game, and so it's like, then there's the people that got to be a little different, you know, they got to be like, oh, I hate that game sucks. But then like you go to like older games, and like everybody loves those games, and then like the people who never played them were like, oh yeah, that's cool. And that's just one of those whole bandwagony things, which is like, I'm not gonna like complain about it, because it's like, you can say whatever the heck you want, and technically I don't know if there's people saying, I'm sure there's people saying that don't know anything about the game, but I'm sure there's people saying that are like, that's like their favorite game. So I'm not gonna pretend like there's specific people that I'm pointing at, but that is just one of those funny things. Okay, now let's stun these two idiots in the back. Okay, nice. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to the Mega Man collection. I was looking forward to Mighty Number 9. I think that got delayed. I think they got pushed back, which is kind of a little bit fishy, but whatever. It's like, you're really gonna, like, you look at the upcoming, and it was like it's coming out like this month or next month, and then now you want to delay it? That all right. Like, there's not that game delays are like a weird thing, but game delays like that, like all like, the heck, the game was just about to come out. So there must be something wrong with it, is what you're telling me. By delaying the game like that, you're saying, well, there's something here wrong with the game, something that cannot be fixed in the 2 months or however many months it's going to take for the game to come out. And that sounds a little disheartening. Damn. But we'll definitely see with that. And then there was that whole debacle recently with the whole what was it? Red Ash, because it was like the whole, like, they were talking about like the Kickstarter and yada yada yada. And I'm not gonna say, because again, not knowledgeable about that, so I don't know who's what was going on there, but there was controversy surrounding it. That's all I know. Okay, we resisted. We're out of here. But yeah, if you liked that Darkest Dungeon video where I didn't talk about Darkest Dungeon 75% of the time. Click, 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 click. But yeah, so don't like, there might not be some videos of Darkest Dungeon in the coming in the foreseeable future, unless something changes and I'm like, there's like a big update or something where I'm like, oh wow, this is awesome, I need to go back real quick. Like, if there is an update tomorrow, like, I'm not thinking about what day it is or whatever, when the updates usually come out, but if there's an update tomorrow, then I'm going to make a video tomorrow, and if it's really fun, then I'll keep playing. But as of right now, my mindset at the moment of time that I am in, I am just going to say, yeah, don't expect Darkest Dungeon in the foreseeable future, but don't also think that I'll never play it again, because it's a fun game, I love it, and I love to play it. But besides all that, if you like the video, even though, like I said, I didn't even talk about Darkest Dungeon for like 75% of it, and what I did talk about was I'm not going to be playing it anymore, but if you liked it either way, then you can hit the like button, and if you want to be a little bit more in-depth in your feedback, you can leave a comment or send me a message, but do you, all in all, I'm not going to complain, and yeah, you can subscribe if you want to see Nuclear Throne and whatever next game I start playing, and then hopefully some... it's so hard to come up with original like ideas and stuff like that, but I definitely want to come up with some really cool original things that I do that are fun for me and fun for people to watch. So yeah, if you want to subscribe to see that and just see the adventures of this extremely early growing, growing is a strong word, extremely early YouTube channel, that would be awesome as well. And all in all, after everything I've said, the most important thing is that you have a great rest of your day.